Hey, baby, got the Urban Acolyte long sleeve shirt with the hood. Got the black and gray and red Jordans. Hey, man, that's clean, baby. That's clean right there. Y'all don't know nothing about that right there, boy. All right, but for real, though, what's up, y'all? My name is Prince, and I'm an Urban Acolyte. This video, I want to talk about the one thing that no one covering Star Wars on YouTube has been talking about, and that is the real villain in this sequel saga. That real villain being this sense of entitlement. And this is not something original. I got this from listening to Brian Young and his crew on the Full of Sith podcast. So they hit me with a bunch of new ideas to think about when I look at Kylo Ren, the First Order, and this sequel saga. So this sense of entitlement, it's always been there, right? They say you got overgrown man babies. Now, I'll admit it's been there. It's there. It doesn't have anything to do with hating men or anything like that. It's there. You got these two guys, Kylo Ren and Armitage Hux, General Hux, if you didn't know his first name. They both have this sense of entitlement that they should be the heir to the Empire, right? And this is not something new, right? Let's go all the way back to when Pablo Hidalgo said, hey, man, if you got any Snoke theories, you should read the Jedi Prince series, because the Jedi Prince series is all about this dude who lies to everyone and says he is the son of Palpatine, right? What's his name? Trioculus, right? He says, I'm the son of Palpatine, and I should be the heir to the Empire, right? And then we see it, I'm the next emperor. It's my birthright. And then in Aftermath, Gallius Rax, little Galley, they're on Jakku. I'm the Emperor's contingency plan. It's up to me to burn down everything and to take the Empire, the remaining Empire, off into the unknown regions of space from these staging grounds that Palpatine has set up, you know, in the event that he falls years before he even became the Chancellor, right? He's done all of this thinking to hit, well, maybe he was the Chancellor at that point. It was a while back though. But he believed it was his birthright. Well, I'm not really the Emperor's son, but he brought me up from a child, and I've been working in the shadows, and I'm going to take the Empire to the unknown regions of space and rebuild the Empire, and we're going to come back. That's laying the seeds of the First Order, right? If you didn't know, Snoke wasn't there from day one. Snoke came later, right? And then in that plan is what Armitage Hux came out of, right? Galley fell, Grand Admiral Ray Sloan, Brendel Hux, they go off into the unknown regions of space. They are the first generation leaders of the First Order, and Armitage is growing up with that, knowing that Brendel Hux, you know, the the Commandant's troop or whatever. This goes all the way back to Star Wars Rebels, right? This is the ongoing story of when Zer Leonis goes to the planet seeking his sister Dara, who is being trained to become an Inquisitor, right? She's becoming part of the Inquisitorius. We go all the way back to Rebels, baby. Armitage believing it is his birthright to ascend to be eventually the leader of the First Order. And then Kylo Ren, he believes he's entitled. He literally is royalty. His mother was Queen of Naboo, one of the aristocratic houses on Naboo, the Naberries, right? Padme was a queen, right? And then Leia, the adopted daughter of the Queen of Alderaan and Bail Organa, House Organa. She's adopted into royalty, but she's royalty by birthright, right? And then his father, Anakin Skywalker. We know all about Anakin, the hero of the Clone Wars, right? The chosen one. And then becomes Darth Vader. And the people who, those centerists, you know, go back to Bloodline. There were people whispering within the centerists that Darth Vader should have been the emperor. He would have been the better ruler over Palpatine. And then you go back to the first Darth Vader comic book series, and the little detective guy, the Imperial agent who's running around investigating what Vader's doing on the side, right? When he's off kind of investigating when he learns about Luke Skywalker. He's doing that on the side behind the Emperor's back. And he's like, I know it's you, Anakin, and some of us are actually loyal to you. We think you should be the one ruling, not Palpatine, right? So Ben Solo is coming up with is growing out of all of this, that, hey man, by birthright, you should rule. You are a ruler. You are a prince. You should be king. Brendel Hux, you are a military strategical genius, born from genius. This is your heritage. And there's this sense of entitlement that they feel like they should rule. And I'm not making this up. Hey man, we going all the way back to the Force Awakens visual guide. I've been telling y'all this, but people don't want to believe me. So it's right here. If you don't believe me, get the book. It's right here in writing. What does it say about Kylo Ren? Kylo Ren, the Dark Warrior, having studied Jedi skills as well as arcane dark side lore, Kylo Ren is the embodiment of conflict, drawing upon contradictory teachings and deriving power from discord. Ren has taken pains to bury his past, though he uses the unpleasant emotions that stir within him when reflecting upon his youth to fuel his anger and dark powers. Through his veins courses the bloodline of the most powerful Jedi and Sith, and Ren sees it as his birthright to rule the weaker beings in the galaxy. As his power rises, it eclipses his past life, leaving the young man further isolated. Kylo Ren aspires to build immunity to the light side, to succeed where Darth Vader and his sentimentality once failed. How many times have I said that in a video? Now I'm reading it to you. Then we jump to General Hux from the same visual guide. General Hux, a young, ruthless officer in the First Order. General Hux has complete confidence in his troops, training methods, and weaponry. He has grown up celebrating his imperial heritage. His father was a highly placed official in the Imperial Academy of old, and Hux feels it is a matter of destiny that he be given a chance to sit on the throne that rules the galaxy. Let me read that again for the kids in the back. And Hux feels it is a matter of destiny that he be given a chance to sit on the throne that rules the galaxy. Hux's experiences in warfare are entirely theoretical. Few would question the thoroughness or complexity of his simulations, but Kylo Ren in particular has little respect for Hux as a warrior. They have little respect. General Hux is a man of science and technology. Hux has little understanding of or patience for the mystical side of the First Order that Kylo Ren represents. Hux's rank of general extends beyond the control of armies. He is the commander of the Starkiller operation and able to order its use pending Snoke's approval. And we know that he did fire the weapon. He killed billions. So to boo fire, whatever your channel is called, no. Rey is not a wound in the Force. If there's a wound in the Force, technically it would be Armitage Hux, right? But all these little man babies who are crying because they can't stand to see Rey with a lightsaber running down and busting heads, right? They thought that was a good theory. But any of us who think rationally, we shot it down immediately, right? He even contradicted himself in the video. Let's jump to The Last Jedi, kids, right? So after we saw what happened in The Force Awakens, Kylo Ren took an L and General Hux destroyed the New Republic, destroyed the Hosnian system, right? Kylo Ren has an even greater thirst for power. Kylo has sacrificed everything in his commitment to the dark side, rejecting his family through his pledge of loyalty to Supreme Leader Snoke. But Han Solo's warning that Snoke is only using Kylo for his power echoes through Kylo's mind. Now that the First Order campaign to retake the galaxy is truly underway, Kylo plots his future through uncertain times. With ambition fueled by the dark side, Kylo prioritizes his own survival and ultimate ascension. The problem is that Kylo lets his emotions, the source of his power, cloud his tactical reasoning. Hey man, all that hate and anger, trying to destroy his past, is clouding his judgment. And Hux is this destroyer of worlds. Hux is responsible for the deaths of billions, having given the order to fire the Star Killer at the heavily populated Hosnian system. A man of no scruples who craves power above all, Hux has dispatched many enemies or would-be foes before they became too dangerous a threat. This included quietly eliminating his own father, the elder General Brendel Hux, whose elevated position in the early First Order gave Armitage a childhood of great privilege. It gave him a childhood of great privilege. Do I need to repeat that again? For the kids in the back, he had a childhood of great privilege because of his father's military and strategical genius and his place within the first wave of the First Order leadership. Now, Hux's direct access to Snoke effectively gives him a rank higher than General, but Snoke refuses to grant Hux his desired title of Grand Marshal. Hux's delicate ego is, oh, well, that's not important. His feelings was hurt because Poe Dameron didn't respect him, right? Hux is all about getting respect. And who doesn't respect him? Who has no respect for him? The dude that Force choked him, that Force pushed him into a wall, that is completely humiliating him time after time again. This dude doesn't like the Force, and Kylo Ren is humiliating him with the Force. Kylo Ren's anger, his giving himself completely over to the dark side is clouding his judgment and making him not a good tactical advisor, not making good tactical plans, right? And who is all about that sound reasoning and battlefield decisions? Hux. So these guys are on polar sides and they both have the same ambition. And hey, man, it's gonna cause a conflict, and it might cause a rift within the First Order. Like I've been saying, this sense of entitlement, it is the true villain in this, because these guys are calling the shots. How is that the villain? They're calling the shots, and they're both trying to one-up each other. And who's the victim? The rest of the galaxy, it's like they're playing a game and everyone else is affected. And either they got to take each other out, someone else has to rise up and take them out, or it's the job of the Resistance to stop them. For Finn and Poe and Rose to take care of all of the stuff going on the battlefield, and for Rey to deal with the Force, Rey and Luke Skywalker and maybe Anakin, right? To come back and deal with the Force stuff, the Force issues present in Kylo Ren that Ben Solo presents. So that's, hey man, I don't know any other way, any easier way to spell it out than how I did. So now I'd like to hear from you guys. What do you think about this idea of entitlement being the true villain in this sequel saga? It's what's really propelling the actions of Kylo Ren, Hux, the First Order, and where they have gone in The Last Jedi and will go in Episode 9 and possibly farther, because I don't believe Episode 9 is going to spell the end of the First Order. Maybe the First Order as we see it right now, but I think the First Order is still going to be a thing that we're dealing with if this story, if the Star Wars stories continue on, whether or not they deal with the Skywalker family. But if they pick up in other places, I still feel like the First Order is going to be a threat. And that's just completely based on the fact that Lucasfilm and Disney put all this money in the Star Wars land. You got the Star Wars theme park, and the First Order is, you know, they're the bad guys. They're all over the place. So let me know your thoughts down in the comments below, and I'll be checking back to see what you all have to say. If you haven't subscribed already, go ahead, click that subscribe button and take your first steps towards becoming an urban acolyte. Embark on the journey of becoming the hero of your own story, become a force for change in your community. Continue to support the channel. You can do that by checking out more videos, like all my stuff on Episode 9 and some of the top fan theories coming out for Episode 9. But anyway, that's all I got for this one. Thanks for watching. Y'all keep on breathing, and may the force of others be with you always.